Good night. I'm going to talk about restorative justice. I interviewed my uncle, the attorney Omar Lopez. He is an elderly man whom I could not interview in person since being a vulnerable person who can get COVID. He cannot receive visits. It also does not handle the technology, so I could not use the Zoom tool either. I consult with my lawyer friends if they could help me with the interview, but unfortunately they indicate me that these questions correspond to the criminal sphere and none of them was from this branch of law. Restorative justice. What is the victim? The victim is the taxpayer of the offense, that is, who suffers the criminal act on whom the criminal conduct falls. What is an offender? The offender is the active subject who performs the conduct prohibited by the criminal law. What is the main goal of the restorative justice? The objective is to repair the victim and reintegrate the offender into society. It is an edge of the theory of giantism, not a criminal law understood as revenge. What are some advantages of a restorative justice? Repair the damage to the victim in order to restore what is affected by the offender, in his case by both. Reintegrate the offender with the society to which he belongs, strengthening the functional dynamics of its members in order to achieve social recomposition. What are some possible disadvantages of restorative justice? Lack of attention to the system. There is not enough public policy to rehabilitate a guy and deal with the levels of dangerousness of the offender. In the case of the victim, it is also the same. The state does not give the guarantees that infractions will not be committed again. Can restorative justice be applied in any kind of criminal act? Restorative justice can be applied for many crimes. It even stipulates in the Constitution. What is your personal opinion about the application of restorative justice to solve legal conflicts? It should be applied, but the complication of the systems prevent it. Excessive prevent prisons, the lack of public policy on security, education, and the lack of attention to the person deprived of liberty to their correct rehabilitation, but rather it considered burden overcrowding. Is restorative justice officially practiced to solve legal conflicts in our country? For the reasons stated in my previous questions, in our country there are not sufficient guarantees not to violate the rights of both the victim and the offender. So, as stipulated in our Constitution, restorative justice cannot be practiced. In restorative justice, punishment is replaced by acceptance of responsibility for the facts and by the search for methods of reparation for the damage caused. In my opinion, restorative justice does not fit in our legislation since we have many legal voids that must be corrected. We don't have the necessary public policy to guarantee both the victim and the offender. It would also help for criminals to have through rehabilitation and for they to be aware of the damage they have committed and look for a way to repair it, so they return to be active people in the society.